Hello, everybody. Good morning. Hello. Good morning for Brazil and good afternoon from London. And today we have two special, very, very special guests. And we here in Live and Alive from EDUCAN, we are honored to receive Jane and Fiona from Wimbledon School of English, one of the best schools in the world and the best school in the UK and in the last 5 years. So I'll call Jane and Fiona quickly. Hello, Jane. How are you?
Hi, Alicia. Thank you so much for inviting us onto the program. Hi, everybody from London. Good afternoon from London. It's good to be here with all of you.
Yes. And hi, Fiona.
Hi there. Thanks, Aloysiu, for inviting us, and hi to everyone from London here in Wimbledon.
Yes, it's great to have you here. And we have Camila Wicks here. I think she's from Brazil, but she lives in the UK. But now, I don't know where she is now. But she's saying hello too.
Hi, Camilla.
Hi, Camilla.
Yes. So, Jane and Fiona, I said before, we're very happy to have you here in the Live and Alive. We're doing these events, talking with people from all over the world, our partners and people who have great experience in international education. And it's great to have you here. And I wanted to hear from Jane first. How did it all start with you, Jane? Can you tell us a little bit?
Well, it's been a very long journey for me, Aloysiu, and I'm very happy to be here now. By the way, we're open. We've got students here, so we really are live and alive. So I graduated quite a long time ago in 1980 in a very difficult time for the UK government. And I actually studied art history with English and philosophy at university. And this was a time of great recession. And it was very hard to find a job. So I went abroad, as you do, and started traveling, fell in love with traveling, came back and did a teacher training degree. And that is how I ended up teaching English. I'd always loved English. The reason I didn't do English at university was because I loved it so much. I didn't want to spoil it by overstudying. So I love the language. And I became a teacher in 1983 and went and worked in Europe, had a wonderful time, came back to the UK and settled down, had a baby, and I needed somewhere to work near home because I had a baby and I had the childcare and I couldn't be out all hours of the day and night, and found this school in Wimbledon. So I came here as a teacher in 1989.
Wow.
It was a bit smaller then, and the only courses we had were general English and Cambridge exams, and we just had host family. We didn't do any sales or marketing. That was seen as a bad thing, not good. You didn't do sales and marketing. We had students queuing up to come in. So I was a teacher, and then I became the director of studies, so the academic director, which was wonderful, because I love teaching and training teachers. So that really gave me the chance to develop things here, because it was quite an old-fashioned school in those days. And but I left after a while, as you do. You can't stay in one company all your life. It's not good for you. So I went to be head of the London school of another well-known organization called Bell. And I was there for a few years, which was great. And then...
Well, yeah, Bell. We know Bell. It's a great school.
Bell is big in Brazil. I mean, Brazil was very important for us. And the teacher training that we did in Brazil was very, very important for us. And then I was lucky enough to be asked to come back here in 99. So I've been back since 99, and I don't teach anymore. I haven't been in a classroom for a very long time. I think for students, if I had to teach now, I feel really sorry for them. They're a terrible time. I can't remember. It's such a difficult job being a teacher, and you have to stay abreast of all the trends. You need to read everything and keep up with everything to remain dynamic and interesting, which is what all our teachers do. But I enjoy managing, so now I'm the managing director, which sounds really good. And it's really been quite challenging during COVID, but we're still here. We're still very, very strong. We're still running lots of courses. I'm still here, and I'm so happy to be here. And I think we're all very happy to work. Such a great organization. We're very lucky that we're still this independent, family-owned boutique school. So we can be flexible, we can be quick, and we can deal with whatever situation comes. So that's a very quick history of how I became managing director.
Very quick. Yeah, and we know you have a great staff. Great, very nice professionals, and very competent, and people who work hard and put themselves into the job. Because I think I have talked to nearly all of them.
Yeah, no, we're so lucky. We've got wonderful staff. Most of them stay with us well, like me and Fiona, we've been here a long time. Stay with us a long time. They're loyal, they're dedicated, they really know their job, and they really care about the customer and they care about the school. We all feel as if it's ours. Everybody here, we feel as if it's our school. We all have that sense of belonging to the school. Yeah.
And Jane, how is it to be the first school in the UK for so many years? How does that feel?
It's a lot of hard work, but I think it feels great. But it's also, once you're at the top, then you can only come down. So I think it is because of our wonderful staff that we have got that position, and we've managed to keep that position because everybody cares so much about the student, about looking after the student, about delivering quality. But we all work really, really hard to do everything absolutely right. We want to be over and above excellent for the customer.
Yeah, that's great. And I trust you guys very much. So every time I send a student over there, I feel confident that she or he will be back very happy, in the end. It's great.
Good to hear.
Yeah. So Fiona, what about you? Can you tell us a little bit?
I suppose my path is similar to Jane's in a way. So I graduated as well in the 80s from university. I graduated in psychology. Yeah. And before I had planned to pursue a career in psychology, and I moved straight after university to Cairo in Egypt, and that was where I fell in love with teaching English, and I planned to stay there for 9 months, and I stayed in Cairo for 3 years, and I did an initial teacher training course there in order to be able to teach. And subsequently, I came back to the UK and did a further higher level teaching course because I really had fallen in love with teaching English, and I had no plans to go back to a career in psychology. After 3 years in Cairo, though, I decided to move. I didn't want to come back to the UK just yet and settle. So I moved to a fabulous country, really great country, Brazil.
Oh,
and
really?
I lived in Brazil for over 4 years.
Wow.
I lived in Rio, and then I lived in São Paulo, 2 years in each. And I worked, I started in Rio as a teacher for Britannia. I'm sure some of you may have heard of that. I was based in Ipanema and Leblon in Rio. And then I moved to São Paulo, where I was the academic manager and teacher trainer at a small branch of Britannia. And I absolutely loved it. Brazil's my second home. And I try to go back at least once a year. But that was 20 years ago now. That was over 20 years ago. I am that old, which is terrible. I did decide to come back to the UK. Despite my love of Brazil and all things Brazilian, including the music and the food and the people and the beaches, I came back to London. And I've now been in Wimbledon for 20 years, just over 20 years. And but when I came here, Jane interviewed me actually as I was applying for the job of Director of Studies. And I thoroughly enjoyed the interview. It just felt like such a fit from the minute I walked in the school. And that's what a lot of people say. That's what students say when they come into the school. And it's what all of our clients say. They walk into the school and they feel at home. It's such a homely place, and you're made to feel so welcome. And that was exactly how I felt 20 years ago during my interview. So I worked here for, as I said, as Director of Studies to start with. And then I became academic director, which was similar, but looking at some of the bigger projects within the school. And more recently, in the last couple of years, I've become principal of the school. So I'm looking after all different departments, not just the academic side anymore. And I have been out to see you a few times, Aloisio.
Yes, yeah.
Times meeting potential students and traveling around Minas. Had some great times. And, you know, I absolutely adore the school. As Jane said, you know, it's the people here that really make it. And I think the dedication of all the staff and therefore all the students as well. Our students are hardworking and ambitious and an absolute delight to have here, all different ages, all different nationalities. And even now, as Jane said, we're open, we've got students, and the feeling of community when you walk through the common room. Everyone is just, they're so friendly and they're so happy to be here at such strange times in the middle of a pandemic. It feels like a bit of normality and people can go on and study and learn, make friends from all over the world. So I think that's my potted history there.
Yeah, great. And we know we feel that in all parts of the school, you know, in your communication, in the website, in the way of dealing with things, in the way that we students talk about the school. We feel this family feeling, you know, all over the place. And it's nice that you can keep that. That's the very important thing for all of us. You see, Camille is saying here that she studied at Britannia.
Ah, small world, isn't it?
Yeah, that's great. Good. And Jane, we know that we're facing challenging times. And what are you guys planning for, you know, ahead? I mean, you said you have students now and you're having online courses as well. But how you see the near future?
Well, Alois, so when the pandemic came, we were already doing live online synchronous teaching with our medical courses. So, and we could see this coming, you know, so we had everybody trained and we were ready to move everything online. And I think not most schools in the UK didn't do that. So, you know, we've been pretty successful too. We're very, very happy with our online teaching. So one thing that will definitely stay with us is online, and we will continue to provide online courses. And we will look before we were looking at different time zones. So now we are all a lot more flexible than we used to be. So now we are happy to start teaching at 7 o'clock in the morning and finish teaching at 10 or 11 o'clock in the evening, so that we can speak to the world online without people having to come to the UK. So that aspect of what we do, we think is great, you know, and we think if you can't come to the UK for whatever reason, even if there's no pandemic, you know, maybe you're busy working or it costs too much or, you know, whatever, you can still get a really, really wonderful international experience in that Zoom classroom. So we're really, really happy with that. And the other new aspect of teaching that we started using is our hybrid teaching. So the hybrid is when we have 2 cameras in our actual face-to-face classrooms. So we are streaming the lesson to the student, and the student joins in. So again, they are actually part of that group, and that's lovely for students that might be coming to the UK. They get to know their classmates before they come. They get to know their teacher before they come. So those 2 things we will be keeping. In terms of the future and what's happening, we are, of course, a slightly smaller school than we were. So our ideas to take over the world, maybe they have to wait a little bit longer. But, you know, we will be building up again what we did before, what we're good at. What we've learned is how much people appreciate certain things about Wimbledon, the fact that it's a very green area, the fact there's lots of open spaces here, the fact that you can walk to school from your host family or you can walk to the shops, you don't need to take public transport. So, you know, we will be looking at all these factors that have become even more important to people and how we can use these. And we're very lucky we've been able to keep all our wonderful teachers who are so good and so professional. And so we will be rebuilding and looking at what we do. But what has become really obvious to me is that people want to travel as well. You know, now we can't travel, and I travel for the school. I do the sales and marketing. I travel all the time. I feel like an animal in a cage at the moment on this island. You know, I can't get off this island. I want to travel. I'm bursting to travel. As soon as I can travel, I will travel. And I think with the language learning, the lessons are really important, and we can give you great lessons. But that travel experience, I think people will appreciate it even more. So, you know, we will be here and ready with all the courses that students love. You know, we are secure and we're strong, so they can trust us that if they come here, we are going to be here and it's going to be great.
Yeah, that's lovely. And it's good that this hybrid way that you have taken, because a few schools have done that. So you can keep this. You can approach more to the students. You know, if they started from Brazil, for example, from any other country, online, then they meet the student, they meet the environment of the school, you know, and then when they go there, they will feel more at home.
Exactly.
Absolutely lovely. You see them walking in, they have a couple of weeks in hybrid, and then they walk into the school and their faces light up when they see their friends in real life. And we have had students that have gone home and continued with hybrid as well. So they're enjoying both aspects, the face-to-face and the online aspect of it.
Yeah, that's great. And you already have that platform, that EE platform, that it's very nice, and we will talk a little bit about that. But, you know, I see you guys are very ahead, you know, of many of all the schools who, anyway, they haven't prepared themselves, or, you know, they haven't taken this direction for that. And it's nice that you will approach more to the students day by day in this way, until we can go physically again.
Yes.
Which is going to be great. Okay, shall we move on to talk a little bit about the borough, Wimbledon, and the school? Yeah. Okay. Just a second. Okay. Do you want to talk over the pictures, Fiona?
Yeah, Jane, what would you like to do? Would you like me just to take over now and then you pop back in at the end?
What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, I think that's best if we just give the presentation to Fiona, and then you can come back in and ask us questions. And I'll just be hanging around in the background.
Lovely. Thank you, Jane. See you soon. Okay, Fiona, let me just share the screen here again.
Yeah, so I can talk over the pictures then.
Yes.
And give people a little information about the school and the environment.
Good.
So here we are.
Yeah.
So this is our school building. It's an old it's two Edwardian houses and joined together, actually. 22 classrooms in the school, and that's where we're sitting at the moment. I'm actually sitting in the teacher's room. I've got the garden behind me there. Give you an idea. And what you're seeing there's the front of the school. If you can move on.
Let me just put you over the screen so you can move again. You can just turn again if you want. Just to show the garden.
Oh, sorry. Yes, will do.
Oh, yeah.
I might stand up so that you can see it there. There we are. Yeah. The sun is shining. It's December and the sun is shining in Wimbledon.
Wow, that's great. Okay.
So if we just go through some of the slides, Aloisio, that would be lovely.
Sure.
Just to show you what we do at the, so I mean, here we are, our little country. And so the first few photos are just to give you an idea of what London looks like. You may or may not have been to London, but London is a fabulous place. Here we are. This is London during COVID times. We're still out. We're doing social activities. We're socially distancing, but we're still going on the trains, the museums, etc. We can go for lots of lovely walks. And where you can see here in the photo, this is 17 minutes from the school by train. And we take the train into the centre of London because it's so much quicker but we also have the underground. And so you get to the centre so quickly. Here we are, changing of the guards.
Yeah.
Very, very London, very English.
Very much.
There's the British Museum here. All iconic places.
It's a beautiful dome. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, the London Eye. And this, again, this is on Waterloo. This is in South Bank, which is also 17 minutes from the school by train. And you're there at the river in the centre of London at the London Eye. So we take students up here quite a lot.
Yeah. And for those who don't know how London is structured, I always tell them that all the neighbors around the downtown, they're very they have everything on it. Yeah, like Wimbledon has. Yeah.
Yes, almost definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Here's the map here. So you've got the centre of London, and then you can see the little red spot is Wimbledon School of English there. We're in zone 3. There are 6 zones in London. So we're in zone 3, right in the. So we're not in the heart of the city where it's lots of tourists. We're in a really nice, green, safe area, but we also have lots of shops and restaurants and bars as well in Wimbledon, as we'll see when we go through the photos.
Yeah.
And here's the view from Wimbledon into the centre, so you can just see the London Eye in the distance there.
It's a beautiful picture because you get all the green from the neighborhood and the crazy city over there.
Yeah.
Hectic city.
And of course, Wimbledon Tennis. The All England Tennis Club there, famous in the summer. Our students love to go up. We don't get tickets, but you can go and you can queue and you can get in to see some of the famous tennis matches. So that's during the summer. Wimbledon really comes alive.
That's great.
And our transport connections, as I said, it's 17 minutes into the centre by train. The trains run every 3 minutes. Before I worked in Wimbledon, I thought, oh my goodness, it's too far and I'm not going to take a train. But really, the transport links are fabulous. And I think that is because a lot of families who work in the city, who work in the financial part of London, live here because it is a wealthy area. And so they need to be able to get in and out. They demand good transport links. We also have the underground. We've got local trams, buses, 24 hours. So students can go out. Once the nightclubs open, students can go out and go into the nightclubs, etc. Come home 3 and 4 in the morning. It's perfectly safe to do that. The night bus drops you at the taxi rank that you then take to get back to your host family or your residence, wherever you're staying.
Yeah, very important information.
Yeah, I've got a vague memory of taking night buses in my youth.
Yeah, everybody has.
I know. And some key facts about Wimbledon, because sometimes people think, oh, Wimbledon, maybe it's just small, it's a little village. It's like a big, exciting village. It's a fabulous place. Population of 90,000, which by British standards is big. It's possibly not by Brazilian standards, but by British standards is a big borough. Loads of shopping, loads of green spaces. As I said before, 20 trains per hour. We've got 3 theatres, 2 cinemas, 16 parks. And it's also down at the bottom there, it says 63% of young people in Wimbledon go on to university. This is the highest in the UK. It is a very educated, wealthy area, as I said.
Yeah, it's great.
And this is just our local train station. This is a 3-minute walk from school to get there and then into the centre of London from here. Our shopping centre, again, it's not the same as a Brazilian shopping centre, but it's our shopping centre and we love it. This is Centre Court. And it's great to get your souvenirs, to get nice clothes, etc. Up the top in the glass, you can see there's a lovely bar where you can sit outside. So, busy town centre.
Yeah, lovely.
And then this is up in the village, because just to explain the geography a little, just to give you an idea, if you're thinking about coming to London and coming to study with us. So, as I said, we're in zone 3. There are 2 parts to Wimbledon. So there's Wimbledon Town. And Wimbledon Town is where we are. It's where the station is, and it's where the shopping centre is. It's also where the theatres are. It's a big kind of busy part of Wimbledon. But then you walk for 10 minutes up the hill at the station, and you come to Wimbledon Village. And Wimbledon Village dates back to the 12th century. It's really old, and it's got beautiful little boutiques, enormous houses, you know, millionaires live there. It's a beautiful part of town. And we also have a lot of host families up there. And then we have Wimbledon Common. So this is a photo here of Wimbledon Village.
Mm-hmm. Great.
And again, very cosmopolitan, lots of different restaurants and foods to eat. So because I do know that British food can have a bad reputation, but some British food is very nice. Host family British food is very nice, but it's also very cosmopolitan, from Thai to Chinese to Arabic to, I believe there's even a Hodizio, if you feel homesick and you want to go and get a Brazilian meal.
Wow, didn't know that.
And this again is Wimbledon Village. This is Wimbledon Common. And common means it's a common piece of land in the city for people to use. And this is absolutely beautiful here. Wimbledon Common, people take their dogs walking there. You can go cycling, horse riding. There's a windmill, picnics in the summer. And there's even a 5-star boutique hotel in the middle of this huge park. And so if you want to go and have a glass of champagne, some afternoon tea, you can go to Wimbledon Common and have that.
So nice.
And again, just some of the shops there.
Yeah.
And horse riding. We can arrange horse riding for you if you're keen to try some horse riding on the Common.
Oh, that's great. Didn't know that. Yeah, looks great, Mark.
It's lovely. And the tennis. During the tennis tournament, it's 2 weeks, as I said, when Wimbledon comes alive. And if you're lucky, you will see some of the tennis stars shopping in the supermarkets, walking around Wimbledon Town, Wimbledon Village. The whole town comes alive. We show the games on the big screens. There's a competition in the shops to have the best shop window based on tennis. It's really, really good fun.
Yeah. You didn't have it on this year, did you? No.
No, we did not.
Yeah.
No. I think it's the first time, possibly.
Yes.
And here's some more examples of what shop windows and things do for the tennis. There are buses that go directly to the tennis for everyone as well as they come out of the train station.
Yeah.
And some of our students at the tennis museum. But then we'll move on. I think this is the serious stuff now, because Wimbledon's beautiful, London's great, you'll have a fabulous time, but I'm sure you've got the same expression, you work hard and you play hard. And we're a serious academic school. We really want you to come and to make progress. You will see good progress with us. And as I go through, you'll get an understanding of the quality of the teaching and the quality of the whole experience. So as we've mentioned before, we are named as the #1 language school in the UK. And we've been named as #1 ever since the rankings started in 2014. And that's out of over 500 schools.
That's very important. Since the beginning of the ranking. Ranking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it is, as Jane said, it's hard work, but at the end of it, it's the students and the staff, people that have the contact with the school that matter, and that's what drives us. We want the experience to be the #1 experience all the time, and that's what we strive to offer. We were established in 1964, so we're also one of the oldest independent schools in the UK. And we're still family owned by the same family who started us in 1964. And I think that's important, because it means that we're very well established within the local community. We're very well respected. People trust us. Local businesses rely on us. We have good relationships with local communities here in Wimbledon. And it also means that our ethos is the same. Our goals are the same. And we're independent, so we make our own decisions. So I think all of that is very important.
Yes, very much.
We're also bigger than we look. We're a big examination centre. So we're a big examination centre for IELTS. We're the biggest Cambridge centre in the UK. So although we look like a lovely little house, actually hundreds of students are passing through our doors every year to take exams as well. But we do lots of exams. OET is the exam for healthcare professionals, and we do attract a lot of Brazilians to OET. Doctors, nurses that want to practice here in the UK, they need the OET exam. We do Trinity, Pearson. T is the aviation exam. TOEFL is the legal English exam. Again, we do get a lot of Brazilians coming to do legal English courses. And then language cert is also a very quick and easily accessible general English exam. So a lot more to the school than you see at first.
Yes.
And here we are. There's Julie in reception, working hard with her mask on. And my mask is here. I'm just talking to you on the screen, so I don't need it just now, but masks on in school at the moment.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, with gloves and
yep.
well protected.
Most definitely. Yes, I mean, this school is very safe.
Yeah.
And just some facts about the school here. So Edwardian building, as I said, we've got a large garden. We're one of the few schools in London to have a garden. And from winter to spring to summer to autumn, everyone loves being in the garden. We see the seasons changing. Students see snow for the first time. We see the tomatoes growing. We see the squirrels in the garden. It is lovely to have this. Permanent classrooms, 22 permanent classrooms. We have smart technology, of course, Wi-Fi, air conditioning throughout. And I think in Brazil, this probably doesn't sound like anything special. But here in the UK, not every school has air conditioning. But it is important. For a few weeks a year, it's important for us.
Yeah, sure. It gets very hot in London. Yeah.
It does. Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm. a few days, but it gets.
Yeah. And then the teaching.
Yeah.
So we have a really dedicated team of permanent teachers. And all of our permanent teachers hold a teaching diploma. And the teaching diploma is the highest practical teaching qualification that you can have in our industry. So our teachers are extremely qualified and highly experienced. This means that you're getting the best teaching that you can. Teachers are not wasting time. They're setting goals. They're making sure that all of your individual needs are met academically. You have regular one-to-one tutorials with your teacher. And that's where your teacher will have time to talk to you about your goals, about your progress, and also about your welfare, how you're feeling living and studying in London. We have weekly progress tests to check that you're at the right level, that you're going at the right pace, to make sure that everything is meeting your needs.
Yeah.
And just some photos here of our students, all different nationalities, happy faces.
Mm-hmm.
There they are. That's one of our students there using our interactive whiteboard.
Yes.
One of our teachers. And then our courses. And this just gives you an overview of some of the courses that we have. So these are all full-time courses. And one thing to say here, if you are thinking about coming to study with us, all of our courses are a minimum of 20 full hours per week. A lot of schools offer 15 hours. So straight away, you're getting that extra input from the teachers, which will allow your progress to be quicker. So, and if I just have a look at the list here, we've got pre-sessional academic English, IELTS preparation. Cambridge is very popular with us being a big exam centre. A lot of our teachers are examiners. They're examiners of IELTS, Cambridge exams, also Trinity, also T and OET. So they're examiners as well as teachers. Business and professional. Medical English, again, as I said, popular with our Brazilian students. And certainly from a lot from Minas Gerais as well, the medical students. So keep coming. We love having you here.
Yeah, yes, we will.
Yes. And then we have other specialist courses, 30 plus, which is starting every Monday. So if you're over 30 or 30 plus and you want to study with people of a similar age, then you can come and join any Monday. 40 plus Experience London, that's more like a kind of cultural course, and that runs a few times a year, where you study in the morning and you go out in the afternoons with your teacher and discover the hidden parts of London.
Yeah. And Fiona, just interrupt you a little bit. I remember now when you talked about the medical English, we had a student there, Livia from Rio, from Vassouras University. I just saw a post of her today. She's concluding her course, her medical course, you know.
Oh, wow. Congratulations, Olivia.
Yeah,
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I remember the first students that came from you, Aloisio, and I remember when we went round some of the medical universities in Minas and meeting the potential students there, and then I saw them months later here in Wimbledon, and that is lovely when you see them actually realise their academic dream like that, and then to know that students like Olivia are now finishing their studies and going on into their medical career. That's great. Yeah.
They have a lot of work ahead.
Yes, goodness, of course.
Okay.
So, and then if we move on, I'll just mention there we have juniors and teacher training as well, along with family program. That's something that I didn't mention. The family program runs through our summer, so your winter, and this is for families who want to study with their children. So the parents come and they study in our normal courses every morning and 2 afternoons, and their kids study in the mornings and they have activities and excursions in the afternoons instead. So if the whole family wants to travel together, they can.
It's great. And how young can be the children?
The children can be 8 years old or above.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I think I have some candidates for that.
Oh, very good. Lovely. Well, we can talk more later. That's great.
Yeah, that's good.
And then some of the part-time courses as well, because if you want more than 20 full hours of study, you can add something on that's extra, including football academy. I don't know how much we can teach Brazilians about playing football, but you know, we can give it a go. We work with Crystal Palace Football Club here in London to run a part-time football academy. But we also have courses in creativity and well-being, pronunciation, communication classes, grammar and writing, IELTS, and medical English again. So lots to choose from.
Yeah.
And this just gives you an idea of the nationalities that we normally attract. This is last year's nationality mix. And you can see no Brazilians here at all, not in our top 10. We do have some Brazilians in school, of course, but the number of Brazilians that we have in school is minimal, small numbers.
Yeah.
So you will speak English and you will make friends with people from other countries. If you want to speak Portuguese, you need to come to my office and try to speak with me, which is a good for me, not good for you. So I'm not encouraging that.
And this graphic shows a positive thing because we will not see a lot of Brazilians, so you can mix with other nationalities and practice English all the time.
Yes. Yeah, no, completely. It's a real immersion. And I'll tell you, in my 20 years here, it is lovely to see the friendships that are made across nationalities and across cultures. And, you know, when our Brazilian students come, they do add something into that mix of nationalities. They're lovely to have in school.
Yeah.
You've got on the right-hand side there as well, sorry, just the numbers of students last year. The ages, we attract all ages. So regardless of your age, give us a try. 16, 17-year-olds, you can see at the bottom, 20%. A lot of them come June, July, August. But we do attract a lot of students who are older as well. The core group is 18 to 29. But even over 50s, which is me. We do have some students as well. I think our oldest student to date was 87. So you're never too old to learn. And we do get adults that travel with their parents. They come with their mum sometimes, things like that. It's really nice. You know, every kind of student is welcome here.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? To see someone at this age to study again and get the fresh idea of everything. It's so
actually nice. A couple of weeks ago, we've got a student from Recife at the moment who's studying online. And I was in the social program, in the online social program the other day, and she was there, and so she's from Recife, and she had come to the school last year, I think, and she studied here with her daughter, or a daughter or son, I can't remember, one of her children she brought with her, and she enjoyed it so much that she's come and joined us online now. So, and she looked so happy to be online with us as well.
That's great.
And so it's perfectly into online. And, you know, as we mentioned earlier, we moved online very smoothly. And the courses are dynamic, they're interactive, they're great fun. And I think credit to the teachers and credit to the students for making them so. This is not your usual online experience. You really are learning a lot and making good friends. We find towards the end of the week, Thursday, Friday, our online students, they come to the office online and they want to extend. We've got a 30% extension rate. Students are really enjoying their courses and they're extending online very late into the day on Friday. They really enjoy it. So great success story. And if you're not sure, if you think, oh, you know, I'm on the screen too much, try it for a week and see, you know, that nothing to lose just for a week. And these are some of the courses that we have online. So this is for 2021. We run courses for juniors, so juniors specialist skills, juniors young leaders. These are all part-time courses, and I can give Aloisio more details about this later. We can send information out to you if you're interested in any of these courses. With full-time IELTS preparation, this is always really busy, this course. Again, that medical English, Cambridge exams, business, teacher training we're doing online as well. And all courses are full-time, part-time, weekdays, evenings, Saturdays. We've got a course for everyone, I think.
Yeah, great variety.
And now this is really small. You probably can't see this, but this is a slide that gives you information on all of the nationalities that we've had online since March to November this year. And 47 nationalities, and very different nationalities to ones that often come to school. You can see Brazil is down there with 5% Brazilians studying with us online in the last few months. But so many, I mean, I can see there, just as I look, Belgium, Philippines, Israel, Kuwait, Italy, Switzerland, Japan, you know, such a mix of nationalities. Really, really good fun in the classes.
Yes, unbelievable. What a colorful disc.
No, it is lovely. I think, you know, it's not been an easy year for any of us. And when you see this, it really feels for us like a success story. And, you know, the belief that we love what we do and we love the students that come to study with us. And as Jane said at the beginning, we're not going anywhere. And this is, you know, it's a really positive outcome to have this along with our face-to-face students in such a difficult year for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, great.
And then this is just a little slide that tells you about our junior summer school. This runs in July and August. And in July and August, we have students studying with us from 10 to 17 years old in a boarding school campus in Hampshire. This is 1 hour from London, and it's really safe. It's the biggest boarding school campus in Europe. And it's absolutely beautiful. It's like Harry Potter. The buildings are amazing. The school is so well maintained. The sports facilities are wonderful. And this is for students who want to come to the UK and study, but their parents maybe don't want them right in the heart of the city. They can enjoy nature, they can do lots of sports, etc. They stay in boarding houses. They study 18 hours a week. We have 2 to 3 excursions, so they have 2 full-time excursions on a Wednesday and a Saturday. We take them every weekend to London. They do an academic excursion to places like Cambridge, Oxford, etc. And then we also have a Sunday optional excursion if they want to go out and do shopping, then we take them shopping, etc. Or on a Sunday, they can relax and do activities in the school. And there are also optional sports academies, horse riding and tennis coaching. And as I said, the sports facilities at Lord Wandsworth are great. We do a lot of sport, and we do a lot of non-sport as well. We do things like drama club, singing classes, cookery classes, arts and crafts, etc. So again, really, really nice experience for young kids.
Yeah, it's a beautiful site, isn't it? It's like a Harry Potter.
Oh, it's amazing. I love it when I go down there.
Yeah.
It really is. It's so nice. And then we also have, so if you have kids, brothers and sisters, etc., that are interested in coming to travel, they maybe want to go to Lord Wandsworth for the out-of-city experience, or they might want to stay in London. And this is new for next year, WSE Juniors in Wimbledon.
Yeah, that's new.
And this is for 12 to 17 years old. They can study here and they can get the London experience and stay with homestays here in Wimbledon with us. So it runs from June through to August, the dates are there. This is homestay accommodation in twin rooms with somebody of a different nationality. And that's so that you make friends, you don't feel homesick, you're practicing your English. Our homestays are lovely, and I'm going to talk a little about that later. 100 students maximum, so it's not too big. 15 hours of tuition and 4 central London excursions, plus 1 evening out in London and 1 full day excursion every week, where we take you to the London Eye, Madame Tussauds. All of that is included in the package. And here we have an optional sports academy of tennis for an extra fee if people want to play tennis.
That's great. They're having classes in the Wimbledon building.
They will either have classes in part of the Wimbledon building or in separate premises near to the school. We use Wimbledon High School. And Aloysia, that's really for safeguarding reasons. We're very careful not to have adults and under 18s mixing together in the same school for safeguarding reasons. So to assure parents there that they're very well supervised, they're well looked after, and they're not mixing with the groups of adults here in the school.
That's great. Yeah, great news.
And eWimbledon, you mentioned that a little, but this is our online study platform. This is our self-study platform. This is not our online courses. And every student who registers with us has access to this. And there are hundreds of hours of study online for you to access. You receive a link to eWimbledon 3 months before you come to study, either online or face-to-face. And you can use it until 3 months after you finish. And you can study all sorts of things, from all the skills in general English, reading, listening, grammar, writing, etc. But there's also examination practice on there for you as well. So if you're studying for an exam, you can continue to study after you finish with us in the school.
Yeah, that's a great support beforehand. That's nice.
Our exam centre, as I said, established 1978. I think I've mentioned the rest. We're the oldest OET exam centre in the UK.
And you're the biggest centre as well, aren't you?
Yes, for Cambridge, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Wonderful. Okay. And you have this official TEA. It's for aviation, yeah?
Yes, that's correct.
Is that a new one?
No, it's not new. We've been at T Centre for a few years now. We've been running aviation English courses for, I would say about 10 years. We've had contracts with the Italian Air Force, the Italian Army, and we've had various other contracts for aviation over the years.
Mm-hmm. And does it prepare for the ICAO test or no?
No, we can. I mean, if we have a closed aviation group, then we can do something bespoke.
Okay, great. We have a university here that has aviation as a course.
Well, one of our teachers, he's also an examiner for T. He's also a pilot. He's got his pilot's license, so he's perfect to run the course and to design a course specially for a bespoke group.
That's great.
And then again, we've just got some photos of the school here, so we can go through these quite quickly. That's the common room there.
It's a beautiful and colorful room.
I know, it's nice and big and bright.
Yeah.
And this is where, when we've got our social program, you can see here we do all different things. We have parties here, we do discos, karaoke, etc.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of videos of dancing, people dancing all the time.
That's our coffee shop.
Yeah.
And our garden.
Beautiful.
And some of our students, we really are so proud of our garden. It makes such a difference to have that open space.
Yeah, it's so nice to, even in the winter, just go out and come back, you know, and the tea is going to be warmer, hotter.
Yeah. And then accommodation, where you live when you come and stay with us. And we've got a number of different options, but homestay is the most popular.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got over 250 families that we work with that are in the surrounding areas. And you can see here in the second point, the maximum journey time is 25 minutes door to door. Some of that might be taking an underground or a bus for 10 minutes, but it's 25 minutes door to door. 40% of the 250 host families are walking distance. We've got different meal options as well. We do quarantine, and we've been doing quarantine very successfully as well.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, students really don't seem to mind. They seem fine. They do their hybrid course. They're well looked after by their host. They get their meals. All of our host families are DBS checked, and that's the security check. That's the police check that we need. So making sure that, you know, that safety is crucial there. 3 different types of homestay. So we have standard, standard plus, and superior. So students can decide which they like. Very often they like standard plus if they want the private bathroom. Superior is private bathroom and guaranteed walking distance.
Yeah, homestay are really nice to get a different kind of experience.
Yeah.
Cool experience. Yeah, it's great.
And in the homestay, we've got different meal options as well. So, you know, if you want to stay in it with a family, but you want to self-cater, you want to do your own cooking, you can. Breakfast only if you want to do meals out in the evenings. And then we have the normal half board, breakfast and dinner. And we have a 5-day option where you can have breakfast 7 days, but dinner only 5, so that you can go out at the weekends and eat out without being tied to coming back to your host family. So all different options for the homestay meals.
Yeah.
And these are just some photos of what a homestay looks like. And then if you don't fancy that, but you want your own freedom a bit more, then we've got student houses as well. So we have King's Lodge and Queen's Lodge, and these both belong to the school. So we manage these. King's Lodge has 9 ensuite bedrooms and Queen's Lodge has 5. They both have gardens, and they're both a 10-minute walk to the school. And they're lovely. They're decorated to such a high standard. And it's only for our students. Students must be 18 and above to live here. So if you want to study together and also live together, then you do have that option. But these are popular. So, you know, get in quickly. Don't leave it till the last minute if you want to stay in a student house.
Yeah, they look great.
Yeah. And again, some photos of them.
Yeah.
And in the summer, we also, again, when I say summer, I mean our summer here in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
We have access to the university residence in Kingston University. And these are really modern, nice university rooms in halls of residence. And Kingston's a beautiful area. It's a good big shopping area, and it's on the river. It's lovely. It's really nice.
Great.
And then our social programs. So we've got different social programs now that we're in online conditions as well. So here you've got 3. I know this is far too small for you to be able to read. It gives you a visual idea of the things that we have. So we have activities online for students. And again, it's lovely to have students logging in from all over the world. Yesterday we did karaoke. They did Christmas karaoke. We've had baking classes where students log in from all over, from the Philippines, from Saudi Arabia, from Argentina, and they're all making a cake together in their homes. Social programs, really good fun.
That's nice and so creative and interactive.
Yeah. Yeah, they have dancing competitions, they do debates, they have tours, they have quizzes. It's really nice.
That's great.
And then we also have, when restrictions allow, we have our main school social program. So at the moment, we are making use of outside space during the social program. So we're taking students on walking tours of Wimbledon into the centre of London. When museums are open, we're going to the museums as well. We're going to see the Christmas lights in the centre, up in Oxford Street, Carnaby Street. So a lot of different things so that students still have that London experience.
Yeah, wonderful.
And this is just finally, we're just coming to the end of this now. There's just some facts about London here. Yes. So it's home to 100,000 international students, so you're not going to get lonely. 300 plus free museums. Our museums are free. Loads of parks, football, loads of theatres as well, music festivals. Let's hope that 2021 allows these to go ahead as well. 337 nightclubs. You know, this will all be, this is not going away. London and all the things that you can do is not going away. 12,000 restaurants, 4,000 pubs. Our students normally love this fact. 4,500 pubs and bars. And excellent transport links. So you can travel. I mean, I went to Paris last year for the day. You can go to Paris for a day trip. You know, that when you're in London, you can get to anywhere in Europe so quickly as well. Yeah.
Really all types of, you know, options for all personalities and all kinds of things.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
And there we are. This was last summer. All of the staff and the students in our garden.
That's great picture. Wonderful. The summer light.
Yes. So hopefully if people are watching, then you're keen to come along, come and join us. You know, we are here. I come and meet people from all over the world. It's a great experience. I would love to have this experience. I would love to come back to Brazil and have this experience and study Portuguese and live in a host family, and you know, really great fun for people.
Yeah, that's great. You know, we will soon be able to do it again, very soon.
Yes, though I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. You know, the other day I was talking to John Duncan, a friend of us.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and he was saying also that, you know, expecting to come back, everything for, you know, travel and hoping to see all the students again.
Oh, yes, of course. As Jane said, you know, people are so keen to start traveling again. And our students that had booked earlier this year and couldn't come, they're not cancelling, they're postponing. They're keen to get over here and to be studying with us.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's the option. We have to think ahead and you know, keep the plans going, keep life going.
Most definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I think Jane is ready to come over again.
Yeah, Jane, are you with us there?
Yeah.
Here she comes.
Hi. That was great. You know, I think I'll come. I like the sound of that. Excellent. What a beautiful place. Love that garden.
Nice
Yeah.
staff as well.
Nice stuff, yeah. I hear the senior managers are fantastic in this
Oh my
school.
goodness, yes. Yeah, great reputation.
Yeah, great people, great facilities. Wonderful stories. Very nice. Yes, you know, we're now we're nearly noon here in Brazil, you know, and people watch the presentation after, because this is a busy time for people,
Of course.
and they watch the YouTube when because it's going to be recorded, and people watch and they mention and they make questions, but just one question for you guys. As I said before, this idea of the hybrid path is great. And how soon can the student start with the online course? As soon as he enrolls, can the person start, or do you have to do any procedure or anything? Can you just tell us a little bit about that?
When the student registers, then we send them a link to an online entrance test so that we can check their level, so that we place them in the correct class. So they do an online test, and they also do an online Zoom speaking test, which is a 10-minute conversation with our Director of Studies. Because very often students have, we want to really push them and challenge them with their speaking and their communication. The grammar we can study at home, but we really want to make sure that we're getting the spoken level correct as well as their grammar level.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And some people say to me here that they think that the online courses sometimes can be tiring, even more than the physical one. But what can you say about the
That's so interesting, because we believe in a lot of off-screen time. So although you and I are talking now for an hour on screen, that would not happen in a class. In a class, students would have time to go away to prepare a task. They would also do things like brain breaks, where the teacher would stop the class for a few minutes and get them to do something, maybe to stand up, to move around. I mean, Jane knows about desk yoga. Students might be doing some desk yoga for a couple of minutes in the classroom to get their brain kind of buzzing and active again.
Oh,
so
really?
there's it's not always on screen.
Desk yoga, that's nice.
Desk yoga, there we are, desk yoga. Just demonstrating for you. Stretch along. If you, I'll tell you later. You can sign up for my desk yoga program if you're interested.
That is great. Oh my God, I never imagined that. Wonderful.
This is all part of our method of looking after the whole being and not just the English language side. You know, this comes from our well-being. We're very interested in what helps people to study with, so the things like the brain breaks, the physical movement and so on. We try and build this into everything we do.
Oh, wonderful. I see you chasing the holistic prize as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm very interested in neurochannels in the brain and setting new learning habits and things like this. So yeah, we try and build all this into what we do, which is why we're still very happy. Look at us, look at me and Fiona.
Yeah.
But hey, we're very cheerful. This is how we're cheerful.
That's wonderful to hear that. Because we've seen a lot of students here going online all the time here in Brazil, in university courses, and for young courses, even children going. But some of the schools are bringing to the students online the same structure that they had physically. And then some students get tired so quickly and frustrated, even sometimes sad. So you need to have this creativity and, diverse options. So you keep it alive, and the screens sucks a little bit of our energy, doesn't it?
Yeah. So one of the things we found is that our re-enrollment rate, students extending their classes, is 30%, which is high for online courses. So a lot of people are nervous about online, as you're saying. and they think it's going to be boring or difficult or tiring, and then they try it and they love it, and they extend, and then they extend again and again. So, you know, this, and it's all part of the flexibility as well. So they often decide on a Friday that they want to extend, you know, and although that's not ideal for us on the admin side, hey, we can do that, you know, we're small, it's easy, we can do that. So, you know, it's all the new flexibility. We are on top of that.
Yeah, that's good to invite students to try, you know.
Yeah.
Try it, yeah.
We have taster lessons as well, and Fiona can send you more information on those. So again, they can try a lesson, see for themselves what it's like.
That's great. Yeah, I'll put the link of the tasted lessons as well on the description on the YouTube. So
yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And if you get requests, then we can put together a special taster lesson for a group of your students if they just want to see what 20 minutes is like, get a taste for it.
That's great. Yeah, lovely. Oh, great. Oh, ladies, thank you very much. So we're nearly more than an hour. I don't want to, you know, take you out from your busy time there in London.
It's been a pleasure. It really has. I think this is a great idea, and it's lovely to be out there talking to people in Brazil, and, you know, hopefully watching the recordings after. And so thank you very much for setting this up.
Yeah, thank you. It's been great. And, you know, I've always wanted to be world famous, and you've given me this opportunity. Brazilian program, here I am, if you need an old woman.
You see, it's wonderful. Yeah, it's an honor to have you two ladies here, you know. Great to have Wimbledon as a partner, and just to be able to send students to you, even online and in person. And we hope to see you soon, very, very soon. Yeah?
Thank you very much. We hope to see all of you very, very soon, online and here in Wimbledon.
Yeah. Thank you for all the people who came and joined us here. Thank you very much.
Bye, everybody.
Jane and Fiona, have a nice Christmas, and, you know,
Happy New Year.
yeah, Happy New Year. Thank you very much.
Thank you.